I can see that there's beautiful hotels with no positioning, with no brandings, then no wonder there's an empty opening, right? So from your experience, what are the things that should be considered when it comes to setting the foundations of a strong brand?
So I'll keep this one quick. As much as I think essentially for me, I consider there to be like three key phases.
Okay.
Phase one is sort of the brand vision. So really, when I do, like, I'll work with, I work a lot with Marriott, do a lot of autograph and luxury collection, a lot of soft brands, as well as with Hilton, as well as the Oberoi Group in India. And the way to go is, the way I see it is that first off, it's understanding really this brand vision is knowing we need to create our North Star. That's the big thing. So this is the first. So we'll looking at where the hotel is. Is it a new property? Is it an existing property that we're converting? So it's really, but we have to understand the market, the location geographically. So we'll look at that part. So that's when we go into big data, understanding where is that place, where is it going, what government initiatives are going to happen that could help to bolster the property, or understanding where it's going with the influx of tourism. So even at the moment, working with a project in Johor Bahru in southern part of Malaysia, just on the border of Singapore. But we know that there'll be this new train link, which is going to completely change how Johor Bahru is now compared to when it's built. So again, in its understanding how the Sultan there, what his plans are for the region and for that state. So again, we really want to really knuckle down into the data part of it. And then going for sort of from there. But they will also look at it's not a massive fan of the words, but they're relevant, is trends. Because I need to see what's big one, what's trending and what's trend. I don't do trending, I do trends. And I try and see what has worked. And you can kind of go off people, we've been the same way for hundreds of years, thousands of years. So we can really see when we talk about trends, if it's sort of layered in sort of really key human psychology, it should technically kind of keep working. It might be packaged in different ways, but ultimately we're very simple human beings in one ways in our primitive forms. So kind of you can see what should kind of keep working and have legs. So we look at trends from experiential trends to F&B. Again, food is highly emotional. Look at so many jewelry, fashion advertisements. It's so much food because it's highly emotional. You feel it, and it connects people to these things far greater. That's why we see so much food in fashion. So when we look at that, then we look at competitors. Maybe people will say they don't have a competitor. So what's aspirational? So we understand within the region as well as internationally, which are similar. Who's succeeding? Why are they succeeding? How do they do that? And then also what's missing. And then when we can go under that, next part's the guest. My big one, that's the big North Star. Everything's for the guests. It's not for anyone else, it's for them, because if we keep them happy, keep them coming back, profitability should follow, hopefully. So we understand them, but I really want to understand them from the inside out. Who they are, from we call like psychographics, but I think really like it's the emotional part of them. What are their values? Who are they? What means something to them? How are they going to connect with the hotel? Why would they keep coming back? It's all of these things there, and understanding, really key details. If they're, a mother of two and they like to go to Pilates every Tuesday and Wednesday, and on the weekends they go for brunch, and like really creating these very detailed profiles of them. And then sort of going to the next part in this phase one, which is ultimately the white space. Where is it from all this data we're understanding that there's an opportunity that no one is really occupying or even occupying well in the market? So when we can kind of see that white space that's in there and that analysis, and then we can identify that. And so from there, the last bit is when you've got all this behind you is ultimately what story, how are we going to package this? What's the emotional present that will get the guest to open and connect with, or the story that they want